Necrogoblicon teaming up with Real Big Fish. 2026 is looking to be the year of weird collaborations. I mean, we got Knocked Loose with Denzel Curry, Hive Mind. We also have Don Broco with Nickelback, out of all bands, with Nightmare Trippin'. Now we have Necrogoblicon teaming up with one of the biggest ska bands of all time, Real Big Fish. I didn't even plan this. I was checking our concert calendar because I knew Necrogoblicon was coming to the area. They're going to be in Salt Lake City this evening with Enterprise Earth and Wretched. I think they're doing some other tour, I thought. Or am I thinking? I'm always thinking they're doing something with Death Clock because of that one show at the Mountain America Center. That's not the case. No, Death Clock is going to be touring with Amon Amarth. And who else is on that lineup? Is there anybody else so far? Oh, Castle Rat. Amon Amarth and Death Clock bringing the Amon Clock Conquest tour to Salt Lake City at the Union May 20th with Castle Rat. I was updating our concert calendar even more so yesterday afternoon. There's like 120 shows on that thing. So please go look at it. See what shows pique your interest. I did ask the question on our K-Bear Facebook page at K-Bear 101 FM. I just put my next concert is blank. And so far, I see a few people saying Nine Inch Nails. That's coming up on Friday the 13th next week. Somebody jokingly said, not Metallica because of those prices and those the amount of people in the queue on Ticketmaster is insane, or was insane, I should say. Anyway, if you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. There's a shortcut to the K-Bear concert calendar on the K-Bear 101 app. It felt good, by the way, to walk into Best Buy earlier today and buy the Nintendo Switch 2 bundle with Mario Kart for Make the Switch with Brent Gordon Law because every single person there knew who I was. You ever see that show Cheers, where Norm walks in and everyone goes, Norm! That's how I kind of felt with Peaches, how's it going? I'm very obvious. What's it called? If I walk anywhere, people are going to know, hey, that's Peaches, of course. That's definitely me. If you want to get a hold of me, again, 208-535-1015, Peaches Pit Party will return here in just a few on K-Bear 101. I should have talked about this yesterday. Sharon Osbourne did confirm that Ozfest will be happening next year. It's going to kick off at the last place Ozzy performed, obviously, which is it Villa or Villa Park? That's where he performed last July 5th in his hometown of Birmingham, England. She announced it during the latest episode of the Osbournes podcast, saying we want to do 2 days in Aston Villa and then come to America, and we want to hear from everyone where we should go in America. Oh boy, I bet that comment section is like, come to my small town, come to my like remote village somewhere in the middle of nowhere. And also we're going to find, she says here, and also we've got to find a lot of young, new talent because that's what Ozzy would want. Again, Peach's prediction. Youngblood is going to be on the lineup, Post Malone is going to be on the lineup, and every single dude is going to be so irritated by it. They're like, this is not heavy. This is not what Ozzy would have wanted. I'm not going to buy a ticket. You're going to see that with every comment section. I mean, every new release feels that way. I feel bad for poor Beartooth. Caleb Shomo, feel bad for him. He just deleted his whole Instagram. And you know what? I kind of feel like, that's the right move. Just get off social media. People are just dumb online. Again, going back to that thing yesterday that I posted, where I said, hey, don't listen to K-Bear, February 29th, 30th, and 31st, and some people fell for it. Yeah. Anyway, here's Black Veil Bride's Certainty on K-Bear 101. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. I've talked about my not my hatred. I just don't like Harry Potter. I don't care for it at all. I don't think it's good. I don't think fantasy is all that fun of a genre, but to Peach their own, right? Well, Harry Potter is still one of the greatest series of all time. And, well, I guess Daniel Radcliffe and Tom Felton just had a reunion of sorts, and I think they're doing something with Broadway. I'm not exactly sure, but quite frankly, I don't care. But I did want to bring up this whole thing about how little time Tom Felton had on the screen, how many minutes of screen time he had across all the Harry Potter films. Tom Felton was only on screen 31 to 32 minutes across all the Harry Potter films. It felt like way more, right? Well, somebody also said, for context, the complete running time is 19 hours, 39 minutes, 1,179 minutes in total. Daniel Radcliffe is on screen less than 50% of the time with 539 minutes. Emma Watson, 205. Rupert Grint, 211. Alan Rickman, 43. Ralph, is it Phineas or just Fiennes? I don't know, 37 minutes. Robbie Coltrane, only 46. Maggie Smith got just 28. None of them were on screen a huge amount, not even Harry, which is pretty funny. But I think Tom Felton only spoke like a very short amount. But how much money did he make on the set of Harry Potter? Tom Felton, Harry Potter salary. Tom Felton reportedly earned around $17+ million for his role as Draco Malfoy across the 8 Harry Potter films. This equates to approximately $548,000 per minute of screen time. Wow. It just shows you how overpaid some of these people are. I don't even want to continue reading this because this is only going to make me upset. Personally, I love to hate watch that show, Extreme Cheapskates. I like to hate watch anything on TLC. My dad is a huge fan of 90 Day Fiancé. I haven't seen a minute of that show. I've only ever seen actually, you know what? I take that back. I have seen like little clips here and there on social media because they pop up because they're so crazy, like Big Ed and all of his antics back in the day. This woman by the name of Lydia Abati, she was featured on Extreme Cheapskates, and she has turned funeral tracking into her full-time wardrobe strategy. For nearly 6 years, she's been scanning obituary listings, then offering grieving families a free estate cleanout in exchange for keeping the vintage clothes of the recently departed. She says as a result, she hasn't actually bought clothing in years. According to her, it's frugal, resourceful, mutually beneficial, though plenty of people find the whole thing, well, just kind of creepy. I mean, for me, it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do with the clothes? You're just going to donate them so another person, a different person wears that dead person's clothes? Like, is that the right thing, not so creepy thing to do? She just wants to have them because she's going to wear them. Clearly, they're going to go to a good person. She's going to wear the clothes that person used to wear. They're not going to wear them anymore because they're dead. The worst clip I have ever seen from Extreme Cheapskates was this wrestler. He would not only, this is not gross at all, this first part, he would shave his head so he didn't have to buy shampoo and conditioner, which is like, okay, that's not that big of a deal. But the fact that he would use Kleenex to blow his nose and then would lay those Kleenex out in the sun so then they would dry up and then become sort of, quote, new again so he could use them again. Yeah. Again, I like to hate watch those shows. I just never watch them while eating. A Boston bar owner is blaming the New England Patriots for a liquor license headache after an AFC championship celebration turned into a wild basement bash. When police arrived at 2:20 a.m., they found entitled players drinking and misbehaving, floors covered in $1 bills, several women in bikinis and less bolting for the kitchen to hide from the cops. The restaurant Estella is now facing heat for after-hours drinking and unauthorized entertainment involving hidden hookahs and bring-your-own booze. The owner claims he tried to wrap things up, but the victory party was simply too wild to contain. A big trade in the NFL yesterday had the Kansas City Chiefs sending their all-pro cornerback Trent McDuffie to the LA Rams in exchange for a massive haul of draft picks, including a 2026 first-rounder. It looks like the Chiefs are rebuilding a bit after a down year in 2025. It looks like the Rams are trying to win big and maximize their quarterback Matthew Stafford's championship window. I mean, he is getting old, after all. Atlanta Braves designated hitter Jurickson Profar is looking at a massive 162-game ban after testing positive for PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs, for the second time in a year. The suspension wipes out his entire $15 million salary and leaves the Braves scrambling to fill a major hole in their lineup just as they were hoping for a comeback season. Of course, Profar says he didn't knowingly cheat, but he definitely faces an uphill battle to save his career after being sidelined for a full year. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. Earlier today, I went to Best Buy and bought their last Nintendo Switch 2 Mario Kart bundle. They still had plenty of Nintendo Switch 2s, but we didn't want to give away just the system. So if they didn't have that last bundle, I think I would have just bought the system and then looked for a game that was potentially the most popular game they had, maybe like Minecraft or something like that. But no worries at all. Do have the Mario Kart bundle, and one lucky person is going to win that tomorrow morning. Make the switch with Brent Gordon Law. It's been going on since February 20th. Make sure to sign up in the apps if you haven't done so already. If you're like me and you waited till the last possible minute, make sure to do so before 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, because that's when I'll come into the office and just first thing on my agenda, just take down the forms. And so that way, no more just free app signups. Boom. Whoever's entered will go into the big bowl of names. We'll draw one lucky winner winning this bundle. Plus, this weekend, we lose an hour of sleep. Just a reminder. I know it's an awful reminder. Don't hurt the messenger, all right? I'm just saying, hey, make sure to adjust yourself. Get yourself ready to lose an hour. I know it's only an hour, and we were making fun of that whole thing yesterday about how people are preparing for the time change. It is only an hour after all, and you don't necessarily need to adjust your clocks because, well, nobody needs to adjust a clock anymore because your phone does it for you. Maybe my car radio, I think I have to take it out of daylight saving mode and boom, or put it into daylight saving mode. And then, that's just one click of a button. Ooh. Make the switch with Brent Gordon Law. Sign up now on the K-Bear app, the Alt app, the Cannonball 101 app, if you haven't done so already. Here's Sleep Theory stuck in my head. I can tell you, every single time something happens in Yellowstone, people go all over social media going, well, super volcano time, nice knowing ya. Get me out of this political landscape, or whatever they say, right? Yellowstone's, how do you say this? Echinus geyser, the world's largest acidic geyser, has unexpectedly roared back to life after years of near total silence. Geologists, they're excited because this rare natural wonder uses a near miraculous plumbing system to blast vinegar acidic water up to 30 feet in the air. And while most acidic geysers eventually dissolve their own rocky internal pipes, Echinus, I don't know how you say that, it's still going strong, putting on a show, recently shifting from dormant to erupting every few hours. Experts aren't sure how long this will all last, but they're hoping it continues through the summer tourist season. Yeah, no kidding. They want to make the most money possible. They want to attract the most people, right? It's always funny, though. Every single time people post, oh, nice knowing you guys. The big one, please get here. Please stop rooting for planetary doom because a spicy puddle is doing water tricks. Last night I learned something humiliating. Aubrey and I, we don't pay for these streaming services. We basically, use our families to our advantages, right? We have access to all these streaming services, but still we had to rent Prisoners for 48 hours for $4 because none of the streaming services had it. Not included, not free with subscription, just pay the toll type of thing. Pay the toll, peasant. And the worst part is I'm staring at this giant DVD case next to my TV, alphabetical, organized, the whole thing. And I'm thinking, why am I paying extra for a movie that would already be sitting right there if I had just bought it once? Because that's streaming now. You're not subscribing to movies. You're subscribing to a scavenger hunt, so to speak. One place has season 3, another has season 4. You have to Google search what streaming service the movie or TV show is on. My DVDs are just sitting there saying, like, we've been here the whole time, genius. I've got some unopened ones, too. People have come over. Aubrey's friends have come over for, like, game night or whatever. Sure enough, they're laughing because they see the unopened DVDs, factory sealed, like I'm hoarding physical proof that I used to make responsible choices. Aubrey and I should just start shopping my own collection. Friday night, no scrolling for 40 minutes. We're just cracking open the case, picking a title, watching it like it's 2006. Nobody's charging you extra for pressing play. I was reading all about the whole thing about how people in their 20s are wanting physical media again. They're going back to DVDs, Blu-rays, even VHS tapes. They're all making a comeback, obviously, because people are just fatigued by the whole digital push. I was kind of sad. I was really sad, as a matter of fact, that Best Buy got rid of all of their DVDs. Now my only thing really to go to is the $5 Walmart movie bin. Pick out one. If it's a dumb watch, so what? If it's a great movie, awesome. But still, you own that movie once you buy it. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. That post that I made earlier this week, still getting views, still getting likes, still getting comments. It's that one church on 17th and Woodruff, at the corner of 17th and Woodruff, that looks like a skate ramp. And, well, I took a picture of it as I was in the passenger seat of Aubrey's car and used ChatGPT to add a skater. And the skater is going up the ramp. If you can't tell, he's doing that. It looks very obviously fake. I posted it as a meme because, well, I thought people would see it and go, that's funny. I always thought the same thing about that church, that it does look like a skating ramp. Well, I mean, I did get those people. There was a good amount of those people, but there's still even more people that are like, this is very obviously fake. But then there are people who actually believed I did that. And if you know me, again, like I said yesterday and the day before, if you know me, you know if I try to ride a skateboard, it would be the most hilarious thing to watch because obviously I can't skate to save my life. But people think that I actually did this, which if I did, there would be a whole video on it. There wouldn't just be a picture that looks very obviously AI generated. I'm bringing up AI again because this subreddit r/isthisai popped up. And I guess somebody is on Facebook just trying to scam people by editing themselves into a hospital bed with like the whole oxygen tank and everything attached to them, the wires attached to them, saying that, well, I need money for a heart transplant, and people are falling for it. There can't be that many suckers online, can there? I mean, I did talk about it yesterday with that post that I made saying, hey, don't listen to K-Bear on February 29th, February 30th, and February 31st. And there were still some people in that comment section going like, why do you want to drive down listenership? Like, clearly they don't understand. But that picture that I posted has over 2,000 likes, and I just can't believe it. Over 300 comments. A mixture of people saying fake, or I can't believe you did that, or I always thought the same thing about that church. Maybe I should just go around East Idaho, find some obscure landmarks, and just continue to maybe AI edit. Maybe I should use AI to sort of, you know what I should do? Should I say this on the air? Because somebody might steal this idea from me. That chief totem looking statue, there was somebody that we talked about this yesterday. There was somebody that tried saying this company in California bought that statue and they were going to come take it, which obviously was just rage bait on the internet because they had to put the word California in there because every Idahoan hates every person from California. Nothing's happening to that statue. The Greater Idaho Falls Chamber of Commerce had to comment on social media saying, hey, this story is completely false. That chief totem is there to stay. What if I took a picture of that chief totem and proceeded to Photoshop, maybe use AI to add a lumberjack chopping it down, and on his shirt it says "Proud Californian" or something like that? Would that gain a whole bunch of traction like my other photo? Maybe it will. Maybe I'll have to find that out. K-Bear 101, Loudwire just posted not that long ago that back in 2020, a survey was conducted by TickPick to discover how parents influence their children's music tastes. Over 490 parents participated. More than 500 music listeners reflect on their music experiences in their youth. Ultimately, the top 10 influencers on one's music taste throughout their childhood are friends, radio, movies, father, mother, TV, concerts and festivals, siblings, social media, hobbies, and interests. No kidding. It's very obvious information right there. Back when I was 13, I mean, what grade is that? Is that like 7th grade? Back when I was a middle schooler, my dad had just introduced me to AC/DC. And then I had 3 friends that all of a sudden discovered Metallica. We had this whole battle about who's better, AC/DC versus Metallica, you know, that classic battle. There was all that talk. And then I discovered more so like Megadeth, old Avenged Sevenfold, obviously, and it went on from there. But in high school, I unfortunately was exposed to a lot of hip hop and rap because, well, I played basketball throughout my entirety of being in high school, my 4 years of being in high school, ninth through 12th. Is it 4 years? Am I being an idiot? It's 9 years, 9th through 12th grade. I was like, what am I even talking about? My entirety of my entire high school career was exposed to hip hop and rap the entire time. Boy, did it suck. Had to listen to a lot of Soulja Boy and all that. And it wasn't until college that's when I started discovering bands I liked and all of that. It wasn't until also when I came here I started to discover all these other bands that are just downright awesome, especially bands like this. President, Here's Destroy Me on K-Bear 101. I saw this article yesterday, made me laugh, figured I would save it for today's What the Headline, all about Camel Con, another camel beauty contest in the Middle East. This is no joke, by the way, has been hit with an ugly cheating scandal, again tainting the very popular event that celebrates the glossy coats, long necks, full lips, firm humps of these large animals. The latest scandal put a stain on this year's festival in Al Musana, Oman, where 20 camels were disqualified for using Botox, lip fillers, silicone implants, even artificially inflated humps. Cheating has been a big problem over the years at these contests, which offer big prize money for the best-looking camels. Judges say breeders use Botox to relax facial muscles, lip fillers to plump the mouth, silicone implants to reshape noses, growth hormones to boost the size of humps. A similar scandal occurred 5 years ago in Saudi Arabia where 43 camels were disqualified for cheating. I just imagine some guy with his own camel, like injecting it with everything he has. Just be like, yeah, we're totally going to win this competition. I mean, imagine you're the guy that's putting lip filler in his camel. I like camels. Every single time I drive by the Idaho Falls Zoo on my lunch break, I yell, camels, and all that to them. You know, I wave to them like an idiot. Obviously, they're camels. They don't care. But at least it's better than using Botox and silicone implants on these poor animals. Jane's Addiction been caught stealing on K-Bear 101. It's Peach's Pip Party. Justin from 105 The Hawk, he was talking to Josh, Victor, and I about doing this sort of burger carousel tomorrow during the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. He brought it up because I talked about it on the show. The McDonald's CEO took the ittiest bittiest bite of the new Big Arch Burger from McDonald's. And so Burger King CEO took a big bite out of his Whopper as sort of a retaliation type of thing. Then also, I think, was it Wendy's? Their CEO did the same thing. A&W, the CEO of A&W, also did the same thing. I think Five Guys did the same thing. So we were going to do, Justin was pitching this idea of all of us getting like our own fast food burger from one of the big four, you know, bring it into the studio and then sort of take a bite and then pass it to the next person and rotate. That was something he came up with entirely on his own. I'm down for it, but you know how Victor is a massive germaphobe. Josh doesn't like ketchup for some reason, so I think it's not going to happen. But still, maybe I'll bring in some burgers tomorrow for a meat-filled Friday. Now, wait a minute, I shouldn't say that. Never mind. Let's play some Nothing More. We're in this together on K-Bear 101. Again, I haven't been to Vegas in quite a long time. It's been 20 years, I think. I was 8 years old when my family took a vacation there. And of course, when you're 8 years old in Vegas, you can't really do much besides have your parents pay for like the overpriced games and rides, maybe at Circus. That's about it, really. You can't really do much unless you're older than 21. Also, there was just some massive rock radio convention out in Vegas. Did this happen when that was happening? I'm sure you've seen the signs there saying what happens here stays here. That does not apply to wildlife crimes. Some guy went to Flamingo, Las Vegas, apparently thought the flamingo habitat was a petting zoo. Police say he jumped into the habitat, started grabbing birds, injured one, and at one point basically went, yep, this one's coming home with me. Yeah, he just scooped it up like he was picking out produce. Flamingos are already built like they're running on toothpicks. They've got those skinny legs that look like they can barely hold themselves up. You can't just manhandle them like you're rearranging patio furniture, you know. The best part, there are literally signs everywhere telling people not to go in, but of course, In this day and age, nobody even listens or reads. They just do what they want. Vegas has reached the point where casinos have to post warnings that basically say, please do not kidnap the decorative birds. You know, some people are gambling money. This guy probably lost it all, just decided to take it out on the flamingos. Vegas, baby, come for the shows. Stay because you caught a felony trying to adopt a flamingo. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.